Have you ever had a moment when someone stopped mid-conversation, looked at you with disbelief, and said, "Wait, there's no way you're that age"? Maybe they thought you were years younger, perhaps even a whole decade. At first, it feels like a casual compliment, something to smile about and brush off. But deep down, doesn't it make you wonder, why? Is it just good genetics? A lucky roll of the DNA dice? Expensive skincare products? Or could there be something deeper at play? What if I told you that looking youthful has far less to do with what's on your face and far more to do with what's happening inside you? It's not just about avoiding wrinkles or keeping your skin firm, it's about the way you carry yourself. The way you think, the way you react to life. Youthfulness isn't simply about age. It's about energy, resilience, and a certain lightness of being that some people naturally radiate. And here's the interesting part. This isn't just a modern psychological insight. Thousands of years ago, Buddhist teachings already revealed the hidden connection between our mindset, emotions, and even our physical well-being. The Buddha taught that suffering, attachment, and resistance to change are the real culprits behind aging, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. In contrast, those who cultivate wisdom, mindfulness, and compassion often seem to carry a glow that transcends time. Think about it. Why do some people appear older than their years? Weighed down by stress, bitterness, and regret, their shoulders slump, their eyes look tired, and their presence feels heavy. And then, there are those who radiate an almost childlike curiosity and openness. No matter their age, their energy is lighter, their expressions more animated, and their presence feels alive. This isn't magic, it's not a secret formula only available to monks meditating in a cave. It's a way of living, a way of thinking, that directly influences not just how you feel, but how you look. And the best part, you can cultivate it, starting today. In this video, we're going to explore 7 hidden reasons why some people naturally look younger than their age. More importantly, we'll uncover the Buddhist wisdom behind these principles, wisdom that has guided people for centuries to not just look youthful, but to feel truly vibrant from within. By the end of this journey, you might just realize that youth isn't about fighting against time, it's about learning to move with it. Are you ready to discover the real secrets of timeless youth? Let's begin. 1. You have an unbreakable spirit. Have you ever met someone who has faced tremendous struggles, yet still exudes a youthful, vibrant energy? It's almost as if the passage of time hasn't touched them, despite everything they've endured. They may have faced financial hardships, experienced heartbreak, or lost loved ones, yet their spirit remains unshaken. It's as if there's an invisible force that keeps them grounded in positivity, radiating strength and resilience. This type of resilience, deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings, is known as adhitthana, unshakable determination. It's the quiet, unwavering strength that allows a person to stand tall in the face of adversity. The Buddha himself faced unimaginable hardships throughout his life. He left behind a life of luxury, endured extreme ascetic practices, and was even tempted by Mara, the embodiment of delusion and temptation. But through it all, he maintained an unbreakable spirit. His determination to find the path to enlightenment, no matter the challenge, ultimately led him to the wisdom that guides millions today. In Buddhist philosophy, this resilience doesn't just apply to one's mental or emotional state, it permeates the body as well. When the mind is clear, free from unnecessary suffering, the body follows suit. It's fascinating how stress, anxiety, and emotional turmoil can carve themselves not only into our hearts but also into our physical being. The tension of constant worry shows itself in furrowed brows, tight shoulders, and the weariness in our expressions. Over time, these emotional burdens take a toll on our health, speeding up the aging process. But if you've ever met someone who has weathered storm after storm and still shines with youthful energy, there's a secret at play, one that transcends the physical. Their unshakable spirit isn't something they were simply born with. It's a cultivated way of being, deeply connected to the practice of mindfulness and inner peace. This is the essence of Buddhist wisdom. when the mind is at ease, the body too will find peace and vitality. Think about it for a moment. Stress and constant worry raise cortisol levels in the body. Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, is a necessary part of our survival mechanism. But in the modern world, where stress is a constant companion, prolonged exposure to high cortisol levels wreaks havoc on our health. It leads to dull skin, deeper wrinkles, exhaustion, and an overall sense of depletion. In essence, it accelerates aging, not just externally but also internally, affecting our organs, energy levels, and even our capacity for joy. The Buddhist path to combating this stress is simple but powerful: mindfulness meditation. Particularly vipassana, which focuses on observing the present moment without judgment or attachment. Through vipassana, we learn to detach from the endless cycle of thoughts and worries that often cloud our minds. We come to understand that so much of what causes us to suffer is not external, but the way we hold on to those experiences and thoughts. By letting go of the need to control everything, by releasing the weight of the past and the worry of the future, we begin to free ourselves, our minds, our hearts, and ultimately our bodies, from unnecessary strain. This doesn't mean that life stops being difficult. Challenges will always arise, and hardships will continue to knock at your door. However, with an unshakable spirit, you can meet those challenges with grace and resilience. When you learn to approach life with a calm, steady mind, you will find that even the toughest situations become opportunities for growth. Instead of allowing hardship to weigh you down and age you prematurely, you will find strength in adversity. The teachings of the Buddha remind us that each trial is a lesson, each moment of suffering an opportunity to transcend our limitations. So, if you want to preserve your youth, your vitality, your energy, your sense of joy, cultivate an unshakable spirit. Life's difficulties will always be there, but they don't have to define you. Learn to see them not as burdens, but as lessons, stepping stones for growth. Each moment that you rise above stress, each day that you face life with courage, adds to the foundation of resilience that keeps you youthful in mind and body. 2. You embrace change instead of fearing it. As we discussed earlier, the foundation of a youthful spirit begins with an unshakable determination to stay grounded and resilient in the face of life's challenges. But there is another critical element that contributes to not just preserving but also enhancing our vitality: embracing change. It's easy to think of youthfulness as something that resides in our physical appearance, smooth skin, an agile body, and energy that radiates outward. But in truth, true youthfulness comes from the ability to accept the inevitable ebb and flow of life without clinging to the past or fearing the future. One of the quickest ways to age mentally and physically is to resist change. We all know someone who seems to be perpetually stuck in the past, clinging to the days when they were younger, or someone who is constantly afraid of what's to come. This resistance to change creates an inner tension that is eventually mirrored in our outward appearance. People who fear change often become rigid, both in their thinking and their bodies. They develop a stiff posture, a tense face, and a general weariness that betrays their internal conflict. It's as though their bodies are physically fighting against time itself, and in doing so, they are unknowingly hastening their aging process. In Buddhism, this resistance to change is seen as a root cause of suffering. The Buddha taught us that everything is impermanent, anicca. One of the core principles of Buddhist philosophy, reminds us that change is the only constant in life. The very act of aging is itself a natural process of change. But it's not just the physical changes that matter. The most profound shift happens within us when we come to terms with the fact that nothing is static. When we resist change, we are resisting life itself. And that resistance creates inner turmoil, stress, and, ultimately, a sense of stagnation. But for those who learn to embrace change, life becomes a much more fluid and dynamic experience. Take a moment to think of someone you know who has gracefully aged. Someone who remains vibrant and full of energy even in their 50s or 60s. Maybe they travel, constantly seeking new adventures, or perhaps they spend their time learning new things, whether it's a new language, a new skill, or a new hobby. These individuals view life as an adventure, as a series of opportunities for growth and learning, rather than a series of burdens to endure. They are not bound by the societal expectations of what they should or shouldn't do at their age. Instead, they see life's changes as invitations to evolve, to adapt, and to thrive. In contrast, those who resist change often become confined by their own fears and anxieties. They may avoid new experiences or cling to outdated ideas and beliefs. They might refuse to try new things, worried that they are too old or too set in their ways. This resistance to life's natural flow shows up in their facial expressions, often tight or unhappy, as well as in their physical demeanor, which becomes stiff and unyielding. They may find themselves physically and mentally exhausted, unable to keep up with the pace of life because they are so focused on holding on to what has already passed. So, how can we embrace change and prevent it from robbing us of our vitality? First, we must accept that everything in life is temporary, including ourselves. The Buddha taught, "Nothing is permanent, everything is subject to change. Being is always becoming." This simple yet profound teaching invites us to reflect on the fact that change is not something to fear but something to welcome. Our bodies, our relationships, our careers, and even our thoughts are constantly evolving, and by embracing this fluidity, we can adapt and grow at every stage of life. To maintain youthfulness, both mentally and physically, we must learn to flow with life, not resist it. When we meet change with open arms, we allow ourselves to live with greater freedom, creativity, and joy. Embracing change means letting go of the rigid beliefs and expectations that bind us, and instead adopting a mindset that is open to the possibilities of the present moment. It's about being willing to take risks, try new things, and embrace the unknown with curiosity and excitement. This approach not only keeps us mentally sharp, but also helps us retain our energy and enthusiasm. Regardless of our age, the practice of mindfulness meditation, which is deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings, can help us cultivate this acceptance of change. By learning to observe our thoughts and emotions without attachment, we begin to loosen our grip on the need for control. This allows us to step into each new experience with a sense of wonder, rather than resistance. As we practice mindfulness, we become more attuned to the impermanent nature of all things, and we learn to let go of the need for things to stay the same. Embracing change isn't always easy, especially when it comes to the inevitable changes that come with aging. But by shifting our mindset and seeing these changes as opportunities for growth, we can not only adapt more easily, but also cultivate a spirit of resilience and vitality that defies time. The more we welcome change, the more we open ourselves to the richness of life, and the more we nourish the youthful energy within us. Change is not our enemy. It is our greatest teacher and our greatest ally in the pursuit of a life that is full of meaning, adventure, and, most importantly, joy. 3. Your mind is always curious. As we continue exploring the keys to maintaining a youthful spirit, we come to one of the most profound and often overlooked factors, the power of curiosity. You may have noticed that some individuals, regardless of their age, seem to possess a kind of youthful energy that radiates from them. They are constantly exploring new ideas, learning new skills, and engaging with the world around them in a way that keeps their minds sharp and their spirits vibrant. What is it about these people that keeps them so alive, even as they grow older? The answer lies in their curiosity. Science has long established that keeping the mind engaged and continuously learning is essential to preventing cognitive decline. Studies have shown that people who actively seek out new knowledge, whether through reading, engaging in discussions, or pursuing new hobbies, maintain higher levels of mental clarity and focus. Even into their later years. The brain is like a muscle. The more it's used, the stronger it becomes. On the other hand, when we stop learning and become complacent, our minds can begin to dull. But beyond the physical and mental benefits of curiosity, There is a much deeper connection to Buddhist philosophy that can illuminate why curiosity is so vital for preserving youthfulness. In Buddhism, one of the foundational teachings is the Noble Eightfold Path, which offers a guide to leading a life of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. The very first step on this path is right understanding, samadhi, which emphasizes the importance of developing a deep and discerning understanding of the world around us. This understanding is not a passive state but an active, continuous process of questioning and seeking wisdom. The Buddha encouraged his followers to never stop asking questions and to constantly seek deeper knowledge. He taught that true wisdom comes from an open mind, a mind that is curious, willing to explore, and able to let go of outdated beliefs and assumptions. When we look at those who maintain a youthful energy throughout their lives, we see that they embody this principle of curiosity. They are always learning, whether through formal education, exploring new hobbies, or simply engaging in conversations with people from different walks of life. Their minds are not stagnant, instead, they are constantly evolving, adapting, and expanding, and it's this ongoing intellectual and spiritual growth that keeps them vibrant. Both mentally and physically, they don't allow themselves to become complacent or set in their ways. Instead, they embrace the idea that learning is a lifelong process and that every day offers an opportunity to grow and discover something new. In contrast, when we become fixed in our ways, when we stop questioning and stop seeking, we allow our minds to stagnate. We close ourselves off from new ideas, new experiences, and new perspectives. This stagnation doesn't just affect our minds, it manifests in our bodies as well. Just as a lack of physical activity can lead to stiffness and fatigue, a lack of mental engagement can lead to a sense of mental and emotional stagnation. People who stop learning or challenging their own beliefs often show signs of mental fatigue. They become less adaptable, more rigid, and less open to change. Their energy becomes depleted, and their vitality begins to fade. In Buddhist teachings, this concept of stagnation is closely tied to attachment. When we cling to old ideas, beliefs, or experiences, we create a kind of mental stiffness that prevents us from growing. The Buddha taught that attachment is one of the causes of suffering. When we become attached to our own thoughts and perspectives, we limit our ability to see the world as it truly is, dynamic, ever-changing, and full of possibilities. Curiosity, on the other hand, is the antidote to attachment. It allows us to remain open and receptive to new information, new experiences, and new ways of thinking. By maintaining a curious mind, we cultivate a sense of fluidity and flexibility that keeps us youthful in both our minds and our bodies. Think about how you feel when you learn something new, whether it's reading a book, picking up a new skill, or having a deep conversation with someone who has a different perspective. The process of learning sparks something inside of us. It stirs our curiosity, our imagination, and our sense of wonder. This mental engagement is like a breath of fresh air. It invigorates us and helps us see the world with new eyes. And it's not just a temporary feeling. The more we engage with the world in this way, the more we reinforce this sense of vitality and energy. It becomes a habit, a way of being that keeps us young at heart and mind. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate this curiosity is through mindfulness. Mindfulness, as taught in Buddhism, is the practice of being fully present in the moment and observing our thoughts, feelings, and experiences without judgment. It is through mindfulness that we become aware of the world as it is, constantly changing, full of mystery, and brimming with potential. By practicing mindfulness, we train our minds to be open to whatever comes our way, to approach each moment with curiosity, and to view life as an ongoing adventure of discovery. The beauty of mindfulness is that it encourages us to ask questions about our own experiences. It invites us to explore the deeper meaning behind our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Why do we feel the way we feel? What can we learn from our experiences? How can we grow from them? This kind of inquiry keeps our minds agile and our spirits vibrant. allowing us to embrace the fullness of life without fear or hesitation. Curiosity also fosters connection with others. When we approach life with an open mind, we are more likely to engage with people in a meaningful way. We become genuinely interested in their stories, their perspectives, and their experiences. This creates bonds and enriches our relationships, making life more fulfilling and less isolating. It also provides a sense of purpose, as we begin to see that we are part of a much larger, interconnected world. In this way, curiosity not only enhances our mental and physical health, but also contributes to our overall sense of well-being and happiness. If you want to stay young, don't let your curiosity fade. Pick up new hobbies, read books that challenge your thinking, engage in deep conversations, and most importantly, never stop questioning life. Each new piece of knowledge you gain, each new skill you learn, and each new perspective you encounter will keep your mind sharp and your spirit youthful. Remember, curiosity is not just about seeking information. It's about embracing the unknown with an open heart and a willingness to grow. It is the key to maintaining a vibrant, youthful energy that defies age. So, keep asking, keep exploring, and keep growing. The world is full of wonders, and every day is a new opportunity to discover something amazing. 4. You express your emotions freely. Have you ever met someone who carries years of unspoken pain on their face? The weight of their emotions seems to be etched into their very being, creating a tension that is almost palpable. You can see it in the way they stand, the tightness in their jaw, and even the weariness in their eyes. Suppressed emotions, those feelings we refuse to acknowledge or express, create a kind of inner storm that manifests outwardly, often in the form of physical discomfort or even premature aging. It's as if the body and mind are holding on to something that was never meant to be carried for so long. In Buddhist philosophy, emotions are seen as temporary and ever-changing, like waves in the ocean. They rise, they peak, and then they subside. They are part of the human experience, inevitable and natural. However, it is our attachment to these emotions, our refusal to let them flow, that causes us the most harm. Holding on to anger, resentment, grief, or any other unresolved emotion is like gripping a burning coal. It might seem like you're holding on to something that gives you a sense of control. But in the end, it only burns you. The longer you hold on to that pain, the more it harms you, affecting not just your mind but your body as well. Metta, or loving kindness meditation, is a powerful practice in Buddhism that teaches us how to deal with our emotions in a healthy way. This practice is not about suppressing or ignoring our feelings, but about acknowledging them with compassion. It encourages us to recognize emotions as they arise, feel them fully, and then release them without attachment. Instead of clinging to negative emotions like anger or resentment, we learn to let them go, just as a wave recedes back into the ocean after crashing against the shore. By doing so, we prevent emotional baggage from weighing us down, which in turn allows us to maintain a sense of vitality and youthfulness. When we allow our emotions to flow naturally, we maintain an emotional equilibrium that reflects in our physical appearance and overall well-being. Think of someone who is emotionally open and expressive. They laugh wholeheartedly, enjoying life with a childlike exuberance. When they cry, it is a release, a cathartic letting go of emotions that no longer serve them. This ability to express emotions freely and without shame is not a weakness, it is a strength. It's a sign of emotional resilience, of knowing that emotions are not permanent fixtures but passing clouds that will eventually clear. On the other hand, when we bottle up our emotions, when we repress our grief, our anger, or our joy, we begin to build walls within ourselves. These walls are often constructed out of fear of vulnerability, fear of judgment, or fear of being perceived as weak. Over time, these walls become more rigid, making it harder for us to connect with our true selves, let alone others. The longer we suppress our emotions, the more tension builds in our bodies. Our faces become hardened, our postures stiffen, and the light in our eyes begins to dim. It is as though we are carrying a heavy weight on our shoulders that no one else can see but that we feel every day. This emotional burden accelerates the aging process, making us appear older than we truly are, both in body and in spirit. Buddhism teaches us that our emotional responses to life's challenges are not meant to be permanent. Emotions like anger or sadness come and go, much like the seasons. The key is not to suppress them, but to acknowledge them, accept them, and let them go when the time is right. The Buddha himself spoke about the dangers of holding on to anger, famously saying, "Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die." This powerful analogy speaks to the self-destructive nature of holding on to negative emotions. When we cling to resentment or grudges, we are only harming ourselves. The other person may have long forgotten their actions, but we continue to carry the pain, allowing it to erode our peace of mind and our vitality. The practice of emotional release, which is central to Buddhist teachings, is about finding balance. It's about giving ourselves permission to feel, without being overwhelmed by those feelings. If we are angry, we express it in healthy ways, perhaps through communication, physical movement, or mindfulness techniques. If we are sad, we allow ourselves to grieve, to shed tears if necessary, and then we release the sorrow. By expressing our emotions fully and authentically, we make space for healing and growth, which are essential components of emotional youthfulness. Moreover, allowing ourselves to express emotions freely is not just about releasing the negative, it also includes embracing the positive. Laughter, joy, and love are all vital parts of the human experience that contribute to our sense of vitality. The more we allow ourselves to experience and express these emotions openly, the more youthful and vibrant we feel. Just as it is essential to release negative emotions, it is equally important to celebrate the positive ones. When we express joy, love, and gratitude freely, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment that reflects in our outward appearance. True emotional youthfulness comes from being in touch with our emotions, recognizing them as they arise, and allowing them to flow without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, compassion, and emotional release, we free ourselves from the emotional weight that often accelerates aging. The more we embrace our emotional landscape, without clinging to the past or fearing the future, the more we create space for a life filled with vitality, joy, and youthfulness. The Buddha's teachings offer us a powerful reminder. Emotions, like everything else in life, are impermanent. They are transient, always shifting, and never meant to be held onto indefinitely. By learning to express our emotions in healthy, constructive ways, we free ourselves from the burden of emotional suppression and create a space for emotional freedom. And in doing so, we unlock the secret to maintaining both inner and outer youthfulness. So, the next time you feel anger, sadness, or joy arise, remember to acknowledge it, express it, and then let it go. This is the path to emotional liberation, and it's the path to a youthful, vibrant life. 5. You surround yourself with positive energy. Have you ever walked into a room full of people and instantly felt the energy shift? Some people have an undeniable ability to light up a space, while others seem to drain it. It's not magic, it's energy. The people we surround ourselves with play a significant role in shaping not only our mood but also our physical well-being. Negative environments, filled with drama, criticism, and stress, have a profound impact on us. They can rob us of vitality, cause tension, and even accelerate the aging process. On the other hand, positive environments filled with encouragement, compassion, and laughter can lift us up, rejuvenate our spirit, and even make us look younger. In Buddhism, this concept is reflected in the teachings of Kalyana Mitta, or noble friendships. The Buddha taught that the people we associate with are a direct reflection of our own state of mind and well-being. He understood that our environment plays a crucial role in our journey toward enlightenment. To be surrounded by wise, compassionate, and positive individuals is not just a luxury, it is a necessity for spiritual and physical health. Consider the friendships you have in your life. How do they make you feel? Do they encourage you to be your best self? Or do they leave you drained and disheartened? We all know how easy it is to get caught up in negative environments. Workplaces filled with gossip, relationships marked by tension, or social circles steeped in cynicism can have a subtle but damaging effect on our outlook on life, and on our bodies. Imagine, for a moment, a close-knit group of friends who support each other, share positive experiences, and lift one another up in times of need. This is the kind of energy that nurtures your soul and helps you maintain a youthful spirit. When you are surrounded by love, kindness, and laughter, it becomes easier to let go of worries and stay focused on the good things in life. This lightness of being directly affects your mental state, and as we have discussed before, your mind's health is deeply connected to your physical health. In fact, studies show that positive relationships are linked to lower stress levels, better cardiovascular health, and a stronger immune system. Being around positive people can decrease the production of cortisol, the stress hormone, and increase the release of oxytocin, the love hormone, which reduces stress and boosts feelings of joy and connection. It's no wonder that people who are surrounded by uplifting, loving people often look and feel more vibrant. The Buddha himself understood the significance of having good companions. He spoke about the importance of choosing friends who are wise, compassionate, and supportive, saying that wise friends are like a mirror that reflects our true nature, helping us to become the best version of ourselves. He didn't just speak about it in the context of friendship but in all our relationships. When we surround ourselves with those who nurture our spirits, we are naturally encouraged to embody those same qualities, radiating positivity and calmness into the world. Now, you might be thinking, but what if I can't just cut people out of my life? What if I have to deal with negative people at work or in my family? This is a valid concern, and the Buddhist teachings don't suggest that we should ignore or abandon those who are struggling or negative. Rather, the practice is about detaching ourselves from the negativity that surrounds us. You can still love and care for someone without letting their negative energy seep into your own being. By practicing mindfulness and meditation, you can learn to be more aware of the energy around you and protect yourself from being influenced by it. In challenging environments, you can create mental boundaries, recognizing negativity without letting it affect your peace. Instead of absorbing the stress and tension around you, you can choose to stay grounded in your own calm and positivity. A key part of this process is also recognizing the impact of our own energy on others. The more we cultivate positivity within ourselves, the more we naturally attract those kinds of people and situations. If you're someone who radiates warmth, kindness, and optimism, you'll naturally begin to draw others who reflect that energy back to you. You become a magnet for joy, peace, and light. The Buddha taught that every individual has the potential for greatness, but it is only through cultivating the right environment, both internally and externally, that this potential can be realized. A supportive environment nurtures our growth, helping us to embody wisdom, compassion, and mindfulness. And when we embody these qualities, our vitality, energy, and youthfulness are naturally preserved. The next time you think about your friendships or your environment, ask yourself, are these connections nourishing me or draining me? Are they encouraging my growth or holding me back? Choose your companions wisely and create a space where positive energy can flourish. Remember that the company you keep isn't just a reflection of who you are, it's a key ingredient to maintaining a youthful mind, body, and spirit. Your environment has a profound effect on how you age, both inside and out. So, seek out relationships that uplift and inspire you. Spend time with people who challenge you to be the best version of yourself and help you see the beauty in the world around you. It's not just about looking young, it's about feeling young and thriving at every stage of life. And by surrounding yourself with the right people, you create an environment that fosters both. 6. You live with passion and purpose. Have you ever met someone whose energy seems boundless, whose eyes shine with a passion that never fades? No matter their age, these individuals have something special, an inner drive. a sense of purpose, and a love for life that radiates from every part of them. They don't just go through the motions, they live with intention. And it shows. Their passion keeps them vibrant, keeps them youthful, and most importantly, it keeps their spirit alive. It's fascinating, isn't it, how some people seem to get better with age, not just in the way they look, but in the way they approach life. There's a reason for this. Passion is a powerful thing. When you're passionate about something, whether it's your work, a hobby, or a cause, you tap into a deep well of energy. This energy sustains you, giving you the drive to keep going even when things get tough. It nourishes your soul, and as a result, it nourishes your body. On the other hand, those who lack passion often find themselves feeling drained, disconnected, and, yes, older than their years. The absence of purpose can make the spirit feel tired, and when that happens, it's only a matter of time before the body starts showing signs of that wear and tear. Buddhism teaches that the key to a fulfilled life is aligning our actions with our values. In the teachings of Samma Ajiva, or right livelihood, the Buddha encourages us to find work and activities that not only support our survival but also bring us joy and fulfillment. A meaningful life, he said, is one that connects our inner purpose with our outward actions. This principle goes beyond just finding a job that pays the bills. It's about engaging in something that feeds your soul, something that makes you feel alive. Look at the individuals who keep thriving into their later years. Those who stay active, who continue creating, teaching, or helping others. These people have discovered the secret to aging well. They are driven by a purpose that excites them. Whether it's a lifelong hobby, a career they love, or a deep commitment to their community, their purpose keeps them vibrant. They don't let the passage of time dictate what they can or cannot do. Instead, they pour their energy into something that brings them fulfillment. And in doing so, they continue to grow, learn, and evolve. Take, for example, a retired teacher who dedicates their time to mentoring younger generations, or an artist who creates beautiful works of art well into their 80s. These individuals are not just occupying their time, they are living with intention, pouring their passion into their work, and in turn, it's as if time slows down for them. Their bodies may age, but their spirits remain youthful. The passion they have for what they do fuels their vitality, and that energy can be seen in their posture, their expressions, and even their physical health. They have a purpose, and that purpose keeps them going. We've all heard the saying, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. But there's more to it than just enjoyment. Passion and purpose give us direction, and they provide us with the energy we need to keep going even when we feel tired. It's the difference between living life as a series of tasks and living life as an ongoing adventure. When you live with passion, you are always looking forward to the next challenge, the next opportunity to grow, and the next moment of joy. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. The truth is, having a sense of purpose doesn't just keep you mentally sharp, it can keep you physically healthy as well. Research has shown that people who have a strong sense of purpose live longer, have lower risks of chronic diseases, and experience fewer symptoms of aging. This is because living with purpose helps you stay engaged with life, fosters a positive outlook, and keeps you active. Passionate individuals are more likely to take care of their bodies, eat healthy, exercise, and stay connected with the world around them. In Buddhism, there is a strong emphasis on mindfulness, living in the present moment and being fully engaged with life. But part of mindfulness is also about connecting with your deeper purpose. The more you align your actions with your inner values, the more you feel connected to the world around you, and the more vitality you experience. Living with purpose is a form of mindfulness, a way of constantly bringing your energy into alignment with what truly matters to you. Now, you might be wondering, how do I find my passion if I haven't already? The first step is to listen to your heart. What makes you feel alive? What activities, people, or causes make you feel like you're truly making a difference? Sometimes, discovering your passion isn't about waiting for some grand revelation. It's about paying attention to the things that make you feel excited. curious, or fulfilled. It could be as simple as gardening, writing, teaching, helping others, or traveling. Whatever it is, the key is to pursue it wholeheartedly, with dedication and joy. Don't worry about whether it fits into the expectations of others or even whether it will make you money. Instead, focus on how it makes you feel. As you start to live with passion, you'll find that your energy increases. You'll begin to radiate vitality. People will notice the spark in your eyes, the lightness in your step, and the warmth in your smile. And most importantly, you'll feel younger, not just because your body is more energized, but because your soul feels alive. So, if you want to maintain your youthfulness, find something that excites you. Don't let age define what you can or cannot do. Keep learning, keep creating, and keep loving what you do. Passion and purpose are the best anti-aging secrets available. As you live with purpose, your spirit will remain youthful, and your body will follow suit. The key to aging gracefully is not found in the absence of time, it's found in living fully with each moment. Fueled by something that lights your soul on fire. 7. You let go of the past. We've all experienced moments when the past seems to weigh heavily on our shoulders, regrets, grudges, painful memories that resurface uninvited, pulling us back into moments we cannot change. It's a human experience, one we all face at different points in life. But the truth is, clinging to the past, holding on to what no longer serves us, has a profound impact on our lives, both mentally and physically. The emotional weight we carry manifests in the way we walk, the way we interact with others, and even in the lines on our faces. It's as if the past lingers in our body, draining us of the vitality that could otherwise fuel us. In Buddhism, the concept of vairagya, or non-attachment, is a cornerstone of finding inner peace and freedom. Non-attachment doesn't mean rejecting the past or denying its impact on us. It means recognizing when it's time to release what no longer serves our growth. The Buddha taught that attachment, especially to past experiences or material things, is the root of suffering. When we are unable to let go, we are tethered to those moments, forever stuck in the grip. And that emotional entanglement doesn't just hinder our mental well-being, it affects our physical health as well. Imagine carrying a heavy load with you everywhere you go. At first, the weight might not be so noticeable, but over time, the strain becomes unbearable. The same is true for our emotional baggage. The more we carry unresolved pain, regrets, or grudges, the more it burdens us. This weight shows up in subtle ways: tight shoulders, a furrowed brow, a stiff posture. These small signs are just the body's way of showing that the emotional weight we carry is beginning to take its toll. The good news is, there is a way to lighten the load. The Buddha's teachings encourage us to let go of the past and free ourselves from the chains of attachment. When we release what no longer serves us, we create space for new energy, new possibilities, and a renewed sense of vitality. Letting go is not an easy process. It requires us to confront painful memories and to recognize that holding on to them only perpetuates the suffering they caused. But in doing so, we make room for the healing and growth that come with release. It's like clearing out an old closet. Once you let go of the outdated, the broken, and the unnecessary, the space you create is available for something new and fresh to enter. Ask yourself, what are you still holding on to? What is it that you find so hard to release? Maybe it's a past relationship that ended in heartbreak, a missed opportunity that you feel you'll never get back, or a mistake that you can't forgive yourself for. Whatever it is, understand that clinging to these memories doesn't honor your growth. It keeps you trapped in a moment that no longer defines who you are today. The past is gone, and while its lessons remain with us, the weight of those memories doesn't need to be carried forward. Letting go isn't about forgetting the past. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional chains it has around you. It's about accepting that what happened, and it doesn't have to shape your future. The more we cling to the past, the more we rob ourselves of the present moment, the very moment where life is happening. When we are attached to past events, we are living in the shadow of those memories, and that shadow can make us feel older, heavier, and less connected to the world around us. The beauty of letting go is that it restores balance. When you release past hurts, grudges, or regrets, you make room for joy, peace, and new experiences to enter your life. You make room for the new energy that can rejuvenate you, not just emotionally, but physically too. The less emotional baggage you carry, the lighter you feel, the more relaxed your body becomes, and the more youthful you appear. You stop holding on to the weight of things that no longer matter, and instead, you begin to walk through life with a lighter, more carefree step. Think of the elderly people you know who seem to carry a certain grace and ease about them. They might have lived through years of hardship, but there's a peace in their eyes, a softness in their expressions. These people are often the ones who have learned the art of release. They have let go of the things that no longer serve them, whether it's an old grudge, a mistake, or even a dream that didn't come to fruition. They live in the present, embracing what is, rather than clinging to what was. This ability to let go is one of the key reasons they maintain a sense of vitality and youthfulness. In your own life, consider what it would feel like to release the emotional burdens you've been carrying. Imagine waking up every day with a sense of freedom, no longer weighed down by the past, no longer anchored to old wounds. The moment you let go, you create space for peace, for joy, and for youthfulness to return. You open yourself to new experiences, new relationships, and new opportunities, all of which keep your spirit and body young. Non-attachment doesn't mean indifference or detachment from life. It means engaging with life without allowing the past to dictate how you live today. It's about being present, fully alive in the now, and allowing yourself to grow without being held back by what has already come and gone. The more you practice letting go, the lighter you feel, and the more energy you have to devote to what truly matters, your purpose, your passions, and the people you love. The beauty of this practice is that it's never too late to start. No matter how much time has passed, you always have the ability to release what no longer serves you. And as you do, you'll find that your life becomes richer, fuller, and far more joyful. The past no longer has a hold on you. You've let go, and in doing so, you've given yourself the gift of freedom and youth. Youthfulness is not just a matter of how we look. It is a reflection of the state of our hearts and minds. When we live with intention, practicing mindfulness, and embracing the teachings of Buddhism, we unlock a timeless vitality that transcends the years. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that youth is something we must fight to hold on to, something determined by how we age physically. But in truth, the secret to maintaining youthfulness lies not in the mirror, but within ourselves, in the way we think, feel, and move through the world. As we've explored today, the Buddhist path to vitality and youthfulness invites us to embrace change with grace, cultivate an unshakable spirit, and express ourselves openly and honestly. These principles don't just preserve our physical appearance, they nourish our soul, infuse our relationships with depth, and enrich our experiences. A curious mind, a compassionate heart, and a positive environment are all integral parts of what makes us not only age more slowly but live more fully. The beauty of life is that the journey of staying youthful doesn't require perfection or an unachievable ideal. It simply requires us to be aware of our thoughts, our emotions, and the energy we surround ourselves with. It's about finding purpose in each day, being present in the moment, and letting go of what no longer serves us. In this way, we create space for joy, freedom, and a sense of vitality that radiates from the inside out. If you found these insights helpful, remember, age is just a number, but your spirit is eternal. It's never too late to start making choices that nourish your mind, body, and soul. Whether it's cultivating mindfulness, learning something new, or simply embracing the beauty of impermanence, every step you take towards living with intention adds to your overall sense of vitality. So, what's your secret to staying young? What practices or philosophies have helped you maintain your inner vibrancy? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Please share them in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can inspire each other to live with more positivity and passion. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more wisdom and insights. Together, let's continue on this journey of growth, mindfulness, and radiant living. Keep shining, stay present, and remember, you're never too old to be youthful at heart.